Welcome to Insidious. It starts out with a creepy lady watching a boy sleep, or at least in the vicinity of a sleeping boy. Then the movie title scaring us, followed by almost 4 whole minutes of opening credits, and the name James Wan appearing not once, not twice, but thrice. I get it, my guy worked really hard on the movie, edited it, directed it, but damn dude, once is fine, twice is plenty, but 3 times and you might as well just rub one out on screen. Anyway, finally the movie actually starts with a woman waking up next to her noisy ass husband in a new house they just moved into that is haunted. Not sure that the house is the haunted one, I'm pretty sure her son is the one that attracts ghosts or whatever, but we'll get to that. Speaking of kids, she has 3 of them, 2 boys and 1 baby girl. Dalton, the important one, wakes up early and comes down to flip through a family photo album with her, where she's like, look how hot I was before you destroyed my vagina with your massive head. Just kidding, love you kid. All the kids wake up and she does housewife shit, being a good mom. Dad goes to work, he's a teacher who has to work late a lot on his new job, and when he leaves, she gets the first few signs that this place is haunted, like books that she's just put down getting knocked over. Well, that happened right before he left, but same, and noises coming from the attic with very obvious and predictable little noise jump scares happening, but she's just like, must have been the wind, and doesn't think much of it. She goes on with life. Dad comes home, happy family times. He's playing with all his kids except for Dalton, who was playing upstairs when he heard and saw the attic door open, so curious George goes in to investigate, like no other normal child would do, because they would piss themselves, start screaming, and run to mommy. At least I know that's what I would do, because I'm a massive vagina. But as we will soon find out, this ain't no normal kid homes. He goes in and tries to reach the light switch by climbing the ladder, which will obviously break because of that loose rung. Then he'll have some creepy shit occur with him, which is exactly what happens when he falls down and hears some crackling and stuff in the shadows. This was quite the easy read because his mom already pre-broke that rung. Actually predicted a few more scares and events in this movie first time around watching it, but not enough for me to justify putting in a predictability counter like in the 8 movies. But still enough for me to want to point out that this is also quite the predictable horror movie. Anyway, the kid's finally scared enough to scream for his parents, so they go up there to help him find he has bumped his head on the fall. They comfort him, sperm bank carries him away, while the baby elephant sees that some of her stuff that she has not moved up there has been moved up there. They put him to bed and have some banter before they sleep themselves. Apparently she's not a stay-at-home mom, she just took some time off to focus on her music and kids as well, I guess. He tells her his favorite song that she made about him is the one about him having muscles. She's like, stop, that's so embarrassing. They sleep and next morning everyone wakes up except for Dalton, so muscular sperm bank goes up to wake him up, but quickly notices that something's wrong because he won't respond to any stimuli. Turns out he's in a coma. They take him to a bunch of doctors and stuff, do a bunch of tests and scans. Turns out everything is normal and they can't figure out what is wrong with the child, and it stays that way for 3 months. Only difference is that he's now at home instead of the hospital. Bitch keeps trying to work on her music, but shit's kinda tough because duh, your child's a vegetable. Then she hears something coming from her daughter's baby monitor. At first it was very low volume, but then it's clearly a dude saying there's nothing you can do. So she walks over to the bottom of the stairs and listens some more, hearing the dude say some stuff like, I want it. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know about you, but if I hear a man's voice saying literally anything on my baby monitor, I'm sprinting up there. But this bitch spends more than 30 seconds at the bottom of the stairs listening to this before the voice yells and the baby screams, and only then does she run up and check on her baby. I don't care if you thought those noises were interference from somewhere else. You're out there regardless, dumbass bitch. Anyway, she checks on her overgrown fetus and checks the whole room for if someone was in there, but finds nothing. Then while tucking in her other son, the conscious one, he tells her that he's afraid of Dalton when he walks around at night, and her face visibly what the fucks. Then later we see him hear footsteps outside his door with Dalton still in his bed, so he shuts the door and runs to his bed instead of sprinting to his parents' room. You know what, actually, if there's something scary outside, then he could get caught while running to his parents' room. So how about just scream for your parents? Actually, no, then the thing could come into his room. You know what, never mind, don't listen to me. I'm retarded. Parents are in their bed. Renee tells Joshua, I remember their names, yay, about all the weird shit that happened today. Then they get interrupted by someone knocking on their door, more like slamming on their front door. So muscular sperm bank protector guy goes down to check on it and finds no one at the door, while she goes to check on her crying daughter and finds someone standing behind her crib. So she calls for Josh, and as soon as he comes up, the guy in the room disappears. Then the house alarm goes off, so he goes back down to see that the front door is open, turns off the alarm, leaves the door open, arms himself with a fire poking stick, and takes a lap around the house, only for the alarm to go off again. This time he turns it off and closes the door as well. I have many things to say here. First off, bitch saw someone in the room with the baby and took her eyes off them to turn around and yell for her husband instead of yelling for him or screaming while running in to get her baby. You know how crazy that is? In the moment she turned around, that intruder could have taken her baby and ran away. Where is your motherly instinct and logic, you stupid bitch? And second, why did Josh, the homunculus sweetheart, not close the door first time around? Did you want more people to come in? Thirdly, they stay in the house and continue next day like normal. That's an instant move out, bro. Move house, move towns, move fucking states. I can just go on with life like that. Fourth, yes, there's a fourth. He avoids coming home next day by calling his wife and telling her that he has to stay late and grade tests. First of all, of this fourth of all, you're a pussy. Second of all, that's a terrible excuse because you can take the tests with you, dumbass. Anyway, time passes. I'm fairly sure Dalton is possessed at this point. Josh keeps using work as an excuse to avoid the sitch at home. Some nurse comes to do some tests on Dalton, then offers to change his sheets or catheter, I guess, but mom's like, nah, I got it, don't worry about it. Then as soon as the nurse leaves, she sees a bloody handprint on his sheets and doesn't immediately call for the nurse that just left for some reason. What the f is wrong with this woman, dude? She then confronts Josh about him avoiding what's happening, like, I need you here, this place is haunted, where the fuck are you? Shows him the bloody sheets and leaves to go sleep. He sleeps on the couch. Pretty sure that's because of the fight they just had. And if she's the one that told him to go sleep on the couch, then that's a terrible idea, because you just said that you want him near you at all times because his house is haunted. So why the fuck would you make him sleep on the couch? But there is no evidence that she's the one that banished him to the couch realm. He might have just done this himself. So I digress. That night, creepy shit happens. Mom wakes up in the middle of the night with people walking across the window. Then the baby intruder pops up into her room and attacks her. So she calls for Josh, who runs up to help her, but as soon as he comes in, the baby intruder disappears, and she keeps telling him that he needs to believe her, someone was in there with her, and she wants to leave the house. So muscular husband is good hubby and agrees to do that. A rare occasion where someone does something smart in a horror movie. They move in with his mother, and while unpacking, Grandma is stunned at how she somehow got her son to stand still and take a photo because he hates taking photos. Then reassures Renee about her troubles and whatever, like, you're not crazy girl, you do what you gotta do. But the spooky shit doesn't stop happening just because they moved houses, it followed them here. Because while doing house chores, the song she's playing changes to Tiny Tim, and she sees a little boy dancing, then disappearing, then running around the house and doing a fuck ton of creepy paranormal shit while she chases him. Finally, he jump scares her out of a closet, and she breaks down and calls a priest to pray the gay away, I guess, or pray the demons away. Josh walks in and sees that, like, the fuck's going on, Nini? She tells him that whatever was in the old house has followed them here. She saw some creepy shit, that's why she got the priest. Josh thinks it's all too much now, but his mom's like, nah, she's spitting straight facts, son. Matter of fact, I've seen a very similar thing, and she tells them that she had a dream about this house where she saw a creepy tall slender figure standing next to Dalton saying it wants him. Then the movie cuts to Josh with a red-faced creepy demon behind him. The women scream. He's like, what the fuck? Honestly, I didn't get scared by the shot, not because I have balls of steel, again, I have a massive vagina, but because once upon a time I saw a meme about the shot where someone, probably on Tumblr or something, had written a caption where they said they were watching this part while scratching their balls, and they got jump scared so hard that they almost ripped their dick off, and I thought that it was funny as fuck. I didn't know it was from this movie, but I sort of recognized the scene and anticipated what was going to happen. If it weren't for that meme, I would have 100% shit my pants though. Anyway, demon leaves without Josh seeing it, and then they hear a bunch of noises coming from Dalton's room. The door is vibrating and shit, but they can't open it because it's locked. So muscular man puts them muscles to work, rams into it to open it only to find the place trashed with bloody handprints everywhere and his kid on the floor. Grandma says that she knows someone who can help with this, brings in two Phasmophobia players, one nerd, one dickhead Jew, Amish looking fuck. They whip out their Ghostbuster gear, or more like Ghost Detector gear, and the Jew fuck sees a couple of smiling creepy bitches through his modded view master camera that detects different UV levels or something, I don't know. Now with the haunting confirmed, they call in their boss, this old psychic hoe called Elise. She comes in next day to see Dalton with the nerd by her side, sketchbook in hand, ready to draw whatever she describes. So she says hi to the kid, hears something above her, so she looks up in horror and starts describing shit for the nerd to draw. His eyes were not black, okay? They were super white or like yellow, I think. Definitely not black, but maybe he had his eyes shut when she was looking at him, I don't know. Renee grabs the sketchbook and sees roughly what the demon looks like. Damn, he sketched all that in under a minute? Bro's a fucking pinner. Crazy. Anyway, Elise is like, listen folks, I'm gonna cut to the cheese because the toast is getting hot. Tells them they have no time to waste because their son is in heaps of danger, mate. See, he's a pretty experienced astral projector, aka he can have out-of-body experiences when he's sleeping. And because he's quite young and dumb, he often confuses these out-of-body experiences with actual dreams. So he's not really afraid of doing crazy shit, mate. I don't even know what that accent was, don't ask. So one day while sleeping, he traveled a bit too far to a place she calls the further that she says is full of
the tortured souls of the dead.
So ghosts. Just say ghosts. It's fine. It's the same thing. But no, we have to make it dramatic. Fucking bitch. Anyway, he's stuck in the shadow realm, and since his spiritual body is separate from his physical one, there are lots of other spirits that want to possess it. It's kind of a movie feet lose your seat type deal. And it's not that their old house was haunted. It's more like he was haunted, which is why the creepy spooky stuff followed them over here. Also called it with him being possessed, although he's not possessed yet. He's in the process of being possessed. But I'm still gonna say that I call that as well. My video. I do what I want. Fuck you. Anyway, most of these ghosts just crave life. That's why they want to possess his body. But the demon just wants to cause pain to others. Now, the longer Dalton's spiritual self stays away from his physical body, the weaker the connection between them gets, the easier he is to possess. And for the spirits to escape the further and possess him, it takes a lot of time and energy. But this demon has such a hard-on for causing pain to people that out of all the spirits, he invested the most time and energy into getting to him. So he's the closest to taking that kid's body for a ride. That sounds way more pedophilic than I intended, but you get what I'm trying to say. Now, Renee was listening intently to all this and is like, is there anything we can do to bring Dalton back? But Joshy boy was sitting there the whole time like,
oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
And he doesn't want to continue this anymore. He thinks it's exploitative, like it's horoscope fortune telling bullshit. He doesn't believe any of it and wants Elise out. Bro, what more evidence do you need? You saw the room, you saw your child on the floor, you saw the house getting fucked with. What the fuck's wrong with you, man? Whatever, doesn't matter, because he eventually comes around. Because he sits down with Dalton, asks him for a sign if he can hear him, and one of the pictures he drew falls off the wall. A picture that is very similar to the nerd's sketch, and sees the rest of the drawings, the red face, the red door, and a drawing of him saying that he saw himself sleep and flew away, meaning that Elise wasn't talking squawk, so he decides to bring her back, and she has planned to bring him back. She tells him she needs their complete trust, like, you must say nothing, and if he speaks, I'll let you know. They set up in his room with the lights off with a bunch of cameras that detect paranormal activity and try to capture it, then connects Elise's mouth to the nerd's ears using this gas mask elephant trunk thingamabob. She will try to connect to the nether, talk to Dalton, and relay anything he says back, and the nerd will write it down. Elise makes contact with Dalton, telling him that his parents sent her here to help him. Turns out he's in a real dark place with no way out, and wants her to be quiet because they will hear her, and the man with fire on his face will come for him. But the bitch don't stop yapping and keeps telling him that he can make it out if he just follows her voice. Then he's like, well, you done it now, bitch. They heard you and they're coming. He keeps yelling for help while the cameras flash like crazy. Then the nerd starts writing down a script for a highboy video because someone is cursing the fuck out of Elise while she passes out. Then Dalton wakes up, stands next to them and slams his palm down on the table, knocking them all down. The ghosts show up and muscular man struggles to stop baby intruder from licking his wife's face. By the way, the rest of their kids are with the grandma somewhere else. Then Elise grabs Dalton and yells at the demon inside of him to leave his body, which I think works because they turn the lights on and all the ghosts leave with Dalton passing out again on the floor. All the cameras the Phasmophobia boys had set up didn't catch anything. Only one frame on the Jew's camcorder actually got anything, and it turns out they caught the demon in 4K actually possessing Dalton or shadowing him or something. Notice how his eyes aren't black, by the way. That attempt to bring Dalton back didn't work at all, so Elise brings Josh's mom in for some more exposition and tells Josh that his son inherited the ability to astrally project from him. That's right, you're the reason, fucker. Ha. See, he almost befell the same fate as his son when he was younger, with a creepy old lady giving him very vivid nightmares trying to possess his body. She was getting so close that she started showing up in all his pictures. Eventually his mom found Elise and I guess hypnotized him into forgetting how to astrally project, you know, like turning off a light switch. Therefore he can't leave his body anymore, so it's never empty for anybody to possess it. Problemo solved. Ever since then he hated taking pictures. He just doesn't know why, because Elise made him forget obviously, but now she's reminding him of all that stuff and gonna turn back his ability to astrally project so he can go find his son on the further and bring him back. That's the next plan she has. He agrees to it. She flips the switch back on. He's once again astrally challenged. Tells him while traveling, aka astrally projecting, he shouldn't attract too much attention to himself from the evil spirits so they don't come for his empty body in the real world. She does some hypnosis on him. He steps out of his body and goes to look for the further, ending up in a really dark place, finding a kid version of himself pointing him towards the house they thought was haunted. He enters, seeing all these spirits that were haunting him and his son, and even more, doing creepy shit like crying, smiling, laughing, whistling, completely ignoring him when he's asking them where his son is. Is that what you call not attracting any attention to yourself, you cocksucking nincompoop? By shoving your relay in their face, asking them questions, doing lots of normal, alive human stuff, fucking retard, whatever. The spirits do more creepy things than scare him. They're obviously onto him, cause no shit, there wasn't even an attempt to be stealthy by muscular, retarded husband. So when he looks up in the attic and sees a red door similar to the one his kid drew, the baby intruder shows up to stop him from getting through. They fight, but Josh uses his spiritual muscles to win. He gets through the red door into the further. Maybe the house itself was already a further, or maybe the pitch black area, and this is just a demon's special layer of the further, I don't know. But what I do know is that he's definitely balls deep into the further right now, seeing more of what his kid drew in this red place, and actually seeing a crying Dalton by a fireplace. He runs over to him, and what the fuck are all these cuts, bro? Again, one was enough. James Wan, fucking retard. It's literally in your name, James 1. Anyway, he tries to free his kid while not alerting the demon, who's up in a room above them, sharpening his fingers or something. We get a good look at his yellow eyes. Josh opens Dalton's cuffs with his bare hands, but then the demon notices them, and Josh does the classic movie thing where he drops what he was doing to look at an imminent threat instead of continuing what he was doing to get out of there faster, which obviously is dumb as shit, but I don't really think it matters because the demon can teleport, so who cares. It TPs next to him and pushes him away, but he is somehow able to run away with his kid out of the house into the pitch black area with all the spirits reaching out, seemingly trying to stop them, but not actually grabbing onto them or attempting anything really substantial. They're just circling around him like ring around the rosy shit. Back in the real world, everything starts shaking, the lights pop. Elise says he got Dalton, he's on his way back, and Renee just start calling out for him to help him find the way back. They hear her and successfully make it back to the spiritual version of Grandma's house, but so do all the evil spirits. They show up in the real world trying to get to either of their empty vessels to possess them, having really slow and shitty attempts in doing that. Also, the demon totally had Dalton in his grasp when he was trying to go for his body, but he for some reason let him go. Also, he's much quicker than him, but he still couldn't catch him. I don't really care about any of that, just movie drama to add some fucking suspense, raise the stakes, whatever, I get it. What annoys me more though is something stupider that happened, which is that Josh let Dalton go to find his body on his own and jump back into it. With all that's going on, you carry him over there, you fucking retard, and make sure he gets into his body. But what's even more ballistically retarded is that after he lets him go, he sees that creepy old lady from his childhood and decides to go confront her like, what do you want from me? Who are you? All the while the evil spirits are nearing closer and closer to his body. Who the fuck cares, man? It's an evil ghost that craves life, like Elise said. What does it matter what it wants? Go back to your body before someone else possesses it, you fucking... Bro, this guy's head is so full of shit. He's leaking diarrhea out of his ears. Fuck him, whatever. Dalton keeps trying to rush back to his body, trying to escape the demon. Creepy bitch in the mirror disappears, then both father and son wake up again in the real world. Yay. Hugs all around, they're all alive and well. But not really, because Elise notices that something's odd about Josh, and when she takes a picture of him, he's like, why did you do that? And chokes her to death, while Mama and Grandma are feeding Dalton in the kitchen, and the Ghostbusters are out by the truck. Renee hears something coming from the living room, so she goes to check it out and sees that Elise is dead. Can't find Josh, but sees the picture that Elise took on her camera, showing that the creepy lady is possessing Josh's body, because he's a time-wasting shit licker. I can't believe that he actually called himself the voice of reason in this movie at one point. More like voice of retard. Anyway, he's possessed. Pretty sure Dalton's also possessed because he's eating with too much passion, like a starved demon that has never tasted real food before, but I can't confirm that. The end. This movie gets 3 packs of dental floss out of 8 baby flamingos.